Can everybody hear me? Okay, welcome to the Age-Friendly Community Advisory Committee. It's Tuesday, April the 11th. We'll call this meeting to order at 1:30. And I'll start with the land acknowledgement. We begin our meeting by recognizing the First Nations, Métis, and Inuit peoples of Canada as traditional stewards and caretakers of the land. We acknowledge that the town of Wasaga Beach is located within the boundaries of Treaty 18, the traditional lands of the Anishinaabe, Haudenosaunee, Tionontate, Wendat, and is home of the many First Nations, Métis, and Inuit peoples as part of an intricate nationhood that reaches across Turtle Island. At this time of truth and reconciliation, we welcome the opportunity to work towards new understandings and new relationships and ask for guidance in all that we do. As our first order of business today, we do need to select a chair and vice chair for this committee going forward for the term. And at this time, I will be asking for, if we have anyone at the table or online at home who would be comfortable chairing, and as well we would need a vice chair in the absence of a chair. Anyone interested? Okay, we have Jeff Burke is willing to be chair. Do we have someone that would be willing to be vice chair in Jeff's absence? Anybody?
My question is, does the vice chair have to be decided on today?
Just turn your microphone on.
Does the vice chair have to be decided on today?
It doesn't have to be. It would be ideal, but if we don't have anyone stepping forward today, we can make that the first agenda item for next meeting, if you want to see how the meeting goes. Is that what we want to do? Okay. All right. I didn't write a motion for this, but I guess we should probably do a motion for those who are here, voters. Can we have a motion that Jeff Burke would be chair for the term of 2023-2026, and further that the vice chair position will be determined at the first meeting in May. Can I have someone to make a motion? Tara, so motion by Tara and a seconder. Okay, all in favor? Okay, carried. Unanimous. So Jeff, as chair, welcome to the Age-Friendly Community Advisory Committee and all the duties associated, and thank you very much. We appreciate you for stepping up to take on that role, and
it's probably because there's only
congratulations.
a few people here. Well, thank you very much. I look forward to being the chair. I have a great shoes to fill. Fiona last year, in my view anyway, did a great job, and I kind of looked to her for guidance, and she mentored me. Otherwise, I would have never even thought of taking on this role. So I hope I can do her justice in this, and I hope that we all have a great time in the next 4 years. The first thing on the agenda that we have to deal with is the disclosure of pecuniary interest. I don't know if anybody has. I don't even know how to even do that.
I think everyone should have had the chance to review the agenda items. So does anyone here have a conflict of interest? If so, now's your time to let us know. And seeing none.
Seeing none, then we'll just carry on. There's no motion that's needed. Okay. The adoption of the minutes, the Age-Friendly Advisory Committee meeting minutes from last October the 18th, 2022. I know that most of the people here were not on the committee, so hopefully you had a chance to read the minutes from last October. And we need a person to make a motion to accept these minutes, and then a seconder, please. So Tara, you were at the actual meeting, so that's good. So Tara, and seconder? Okay, Gertrude?
Oh, no.
Oh, sorry, Penny. And all in favor? Carried? Okay. Deputations and presentations, we do not have any today. Okay. Unfinished business, we don't have any. This is good. We're going to get through this meeting very quickly. Subcommittee reports. No, we have no subcommittee reports either. We are now on new business. The age-friendly chair coordinator update. Angela?
Thank you. I'll just update you on some of the activity that's been happening prior to this committee commencing. Sorry, I should back up a bit. I will provide a little update on this committee. We have received some sad news that Councillor Faye Ego has lost her husband over the weekend. And so we do send her our deepest condolences at this time. Ron Ego was a former councillor. He served from 2014 to 2018, and he was an NHL referee, so he was very much respected in this community, so his presence will be missed, and we send Councillor Ego our condolences at this time on behalf of this committee. We have been notified from one of our senior reps that she actually does require to step down due to some family circumstances, and this is Rita, for those of you that have met her. Some family circumstances are felt to be affecting her time commitments and abilities to give back to the community through this committee. So she wishes this committee her best at this time, with hopes that she may someday return to give back to the community, but we will be sorry to lose her. Penny Rush, who is attending online today, she is going to be the sole rep for the Simcoe Muskoka District Health Unit. Sarah Orshaw did start out with us through orientation, but Penny has fully transitioned in her new role with the health unit and being the primary person for the seat, the voting seat of the Simcoe Muskoka District Health Unit. And welcome to this committee, Penny. It's great to have you. This year, Chris Goff from the YMCA is the primary rep for YMCA, and Karen Storing is back this year as the alternate if Chris cannot make it, but Karen was one of the original members of the very first age-friendly community advisory committee, so it'll be nice to have her in the wings. And of course, we have Tara Bone returning with the Red Cross. Tara also from the very first Stage Friendly, so she has a lot of knowledge to share with us, as well as her work with the seniors in the community with transportation and hot and frozen meals. Anything else under your umbrella, Tara? Oh, friendly visiting, telephone assurance, yes, so some great volunteer work happening for seniors out there. So back to business. Due to the delay in the advisory committees getting started in 2023, I did approach the council through staff report to request permission to progress 2 of your activities, in particular that were time sensitive, regarding the committee's Senior of the Year Award and commencement of the June Expo planning. We needed to wrap up the nominations window that bridged between the old and new council terms for the Senior of the Year Award. I requested permission to spend some of the proposed age-friendly allotted budget for one final quarter-page ad. 2 had ran previously under the old term November, December, I believe, or 2 in December. And we usually follow up with a third at the beginning of the year. Our deadline was closing in, and we needed to remind folks to get applications in. So I did ask permission of council to put a final ad in the paper prior to you coming back to the table. The other big item, a big project for this committee is the annual Seniors Expo in June. And of course, we usually start our planning December and January on that. So there are some timely things that need to happen. So I required permission to secure the venue. So we do plan to go ahead with a June Expo this year. And we'll talk more about that later. At our pre-meeting orientation, I did poll for those who were there for interest in forming an expo working group. It takes a lot of legwork and all hands on deck at times to pull such a big event off. So we did have some individuals step forward there. Jeff Burke was instrumental last year in making that fabulous event happen. So he's agreed to be the lead on that again this year. Thank you, Jeff. And we have Diana as well that was stepping up, and Gertrude, and Councillor Faye Ego had expressed interest to pop in if there was an extra hand needed as well, and Tara as well. We did have Rita, who had started out initially with us thinking that she could help as well, but we have learned of her resignation. So this working group will meet regularly up till June, and we'll report back as a regular standing item for the agenda to report back on how things are going with the planning, and we'll hear an update from them later on in the meeting. Each year we do select a Senior of the Year award through a blind review process of our nominations that have been received. Our award is included in the Wasaga's Finest Citizens Awards, which happens this year, Saturday, May 13th. So hopefully some of you might be able to attend. This is our first order of business that must actually happen quite quickly, because they are hoping to have a name put forward from us for we are wishing to receive the Wasaga's Senior of the Year award, the award of this committee. So we need to put a name forward for them. And we, as per the terms of our working group, we do need a minimum of 4, not more than 6. So I would say with our numbers that we'll just aim for those 4 bodies that are required. One of those members does need to be a town employee. So through the library, we will be able to offer that 4th person, but I am hoping to have 3 people that could help us out with a review. What's required would be about a 1.5 hour meeting to review our applications and score according to our criteria, and as a group determine a successful applicant. So I'm hoping that we might have some individuals here that could help us out with this first task. As I say, it's just a one-time meeting, about 1.5 hours to...
Would it be a Zoom meeting?
Probably in person would be best. The question was whether it could be a Zoom meeting. In person probably works a bit best in person. We've tried by Zoom before, and there's a little bit of room for error there that we're scoring the same person. So, although, yeah, it's possible if that is preferred. Is anyone interested in helping out with that in the next week and a half? Okay, 1, 2. So we have Tara, and Diana. Okay, and anyone else available? Oh, Penny, you need to unmute, Penny, so we could hear you. Are you volunteering, Penny?
Yes, sorry,
Okay.
I'm having some issues with my mouse, so
No, that's okay.
I had to
Okay.
find my cursor. Sorry about that.
Okay, no, that's okay. Thank you, Penny. We'll talk more about when this might happen in the format, whether in person or virtual. Following that, kind of tagging along similarly, the mayor's office has forwarded us that the nominations are closing in for the 2023 Ontario Senior of the Year Award, so separate from ours yet again. The municipality submits nominations for this award. We're not required to put a name forward, but they are, just wanted us to consider it on our agenda if we had someone to put forward. The timing is tricky because this award, or our award, is being determined right now, and or the nomination, the successful nominee, the award happens in May. Typically, the Ontario Senior of the Year Award would happen in June, and it has been presented at the Expo before, but was not determined actually to be a good venue because of the noise levels in the room. It was a presentation that really was a non-event because people would not stop talking in the room to hear, and it is a tricky event to gain control. So I'm not sure. The timing is tricky with this, so I'm not sure if you have any suggestions, or perhaps the working group for the Senior of the Year could discuss it further and see if we have a solution.
Just to give a quick talk.
Okay, so we'll talk more about that then and see how this committee would like to proceed. The County of Simcoe, I will let you know that there's an age-friendly seniors housing grant. It's now open. That deadline is May 31st. And we have been promoting this. Louise has been promoting it on the Age-Friendly Facebook page. And it's a grant. They have grant money of, I believe, $500,000, and they're accepting nominations for applications for the funds for making housing accessible to allow adults age 60 plus to continue to live independently in their communities. Applicants can be homeowners or developers, and some of the funding that it can be used for things like ramps, handrails, chair and bath lifts, grab bars, queues for doorbells and fire alarms, bathroom modifications. The $50,000 is the maximum amount available per eligible applicant. So if you know anyone who would benefit from this kind of funding, enabling a senior family member or a neighbor to stay in their home, this is a fantastic opportunity, and more information can be found on this County of Simcoe Age Friendly's website. Or you can approach me and I have the information here. But we do want to share this with the community as well, so you can share the posts that have been made on the Age Friendly Facebook page, and I can certainly send out more information by email, which you can hopefully send out in a chain mail to people that may be of interest. So again, that deadline is May 31st. Okay. I have parked 2 items in the items for future business section, but I'll just highlight a little bit briefly about what's going on there. First being the Age-Friendly Business Project. So this committee applied for a grant with the County of Simcoe and was successful in receiving that in order to create age-friendly business education for our community businesses, and to encourage businesses to become age-friendly. So we've created some online training modules for the community and our businesses to learn more about what an age-friendly business looks like, what modifications that they can take in their service delivery or their physical environments, and in doing so, in taking steps, they can apply for age-friendly business recognition. The county has a recognition program that they are going to be relaunching, and they kind of, our education complements quite well what they're doing there. We've jumped off of their business guide and given it a visual element. So we interviewed some seniors as well, so there's video elements as well, and one of the local businesses that received recognition as an age-friendly business, so it's quite well done. It is sitting on the town's website now. You could go and view it, it's quite well done, and we'll do an official launch down the road. We've had some issues, some troubles with it. I know part of the issue is we've created training with the old logo, or an older logo version, and we actually started out with one logo, had changed it to a newer logo, and then I need to seek direction on whether we can actually proceed with this document that has the old logo throughout. So that's why it's parked. I need to seek permission, just confirmation that they're okay for us to proceed with it. I think at this point we really need to, because we don't have any further funds through the grant to hire our consultant to redo work. There's several hours of work required to redo it. So stay tuned while we have some more conversation, and I'll get back to you. But another concern was, not concern, but challenge, I'll call it a challenge. The County of Simcoe had changed their deadlines for their submissions, so we promoted the old deadline. It's now going to be launched in June with an end of fall, like probably end of September deadline. So previously the deadlines was June, so we've promoted a little bit differently, so we need to include a statement in our promotions to correct it, and maybe create a handout for our businesses with the correct dates on it. So we'll get all that sorted out and get back to you. Question,
I just
Jeff?
wanted to ask.
Sorry. Yeah.
It's on. I just wanted to ask, is this something that we could kind of pass the information along to, for instance, our expo exhibitors, who all have businesses, whatever, that they may want to take advantage, that they don't know anything about this? Because I'm sure a lot of them, I think, would want this, and especially if we can help them.
Yeah,
So
exactly. We'll do a formal launch, and we'll hope to do that soon. We just need to have some conversations with the town first, just to get their approval, just because the old logo's in it. So we'll look into it a little bit further and then figure out what our best plan is. But yes, we hope to do an education launch, and I kind of had envisioned that at some point we might create some business ambassadors, senior business ambassadors that might work with businesses, and maybe do some lunch and learn kind of ideas, talk with the chamber to roll this out. So lots of ideas. We may develop even a little working group to kind of brainstorm solutions for going forward with this. But it's quite well done, so if you get a chance, take a look and kind of see. So it's very exciting. The other logos, again, this committee really kind of caught in the crossfires between logos. So this committee promoted or used a logo, not that it was the committee's logo, but a logo that was on a flag that we used with flag raising with the mayor each June for Seniors Month. I actually had a bag here with it on it. Did I leave it over there? Oh, you have it there, Jeff. Yeah. So this is the logo. It's Wasaga Beach Age-Friendly Community for Seniors. So this logo, we just again need to have some conversations about whether this logo is allowed to be used, because of the changes that have come along. So I hope that it can stay. I don't see it as a logo that is primarily just for this committee. It puts us on the world map as an age-friendly community. I believe it can be used to promote tourism here as an age-friendly community, and also as a location where seniors would want to relocate. So I think there is an argument to be made for it being a good thing for this community, but we do need to have discussion with our council and CAO to just confirm that they agree. So we'll hope for good news with that. Too many papers here. Talked about that. Okay, I think that covers everything for me. So do we have any questions on anything that was presented? Okay, all right. So Jeff, you have a motion there on that to receive?
I would like somebody to make a motion, please, that the Age-Friendly Community Advisory Committee receive the AFCAC Coordinator's Verbal Update Report of April 11th, 2023 for information. Diana? Gertrude? Second? All in favor? I'm sorry, Penny, I'm not seeing you up there. I forget. No. I see you now, but I don't know if you're making the motion or second. I'll look next time, I promise.
I was just agreeing to the motion. I
Okay,
believe
cool.
the woman on your right, I'm sorry, I don't know everybody's names yet, but I thought she had seconded it, so.
Okay, great. The next thing on the agenda is the members' roundtable and working group updates. Is there anybody else other than Expo? No, I think. With regard to the Expo, once again, I want to thank Diana and Gertrude for stepping up, and Rita as well, for helping. I'm not sure whether or not Rita is going to be replaced or not with another candidate, or if this is it. As you heard from Angela, we had to get special permission to start working ahead of time. The working group needed to get letters out to the exhibitors to find out, how many are coming back, that type of thing. We are ready now for our secondary letter, which is getting the exhibitors to fill in the information form, and they start getting their tables and that type of a thing. We have received some emails from people who are wanting to join the Expo this year. I'm going to say there's about 15, maybe 20 businesses now that would like to participate. We are still waiting on approximately 24 of the exhibitors from last year who have not yet responded. This is quite urgent that we get back to these people to make sure that we aren't overlooking, like it could just be an email address problem, somebody changes their phone number, whatever. So it takes a little bit of investigation, but I think we need to do that in order to be able to open the doors. It was also decided by the committee that there were certain exhibitors there last year that did not really suit the criteria, I would say, of what we are looking for as far as the Expo is concerned. We want organizations to be there that are age-friendly and do look at what our committee does and supports it in many ways. So just having, a flea market type table there is not conducive to what we would like. So there have been some decisions made. We are going to be going out and looking for some donations. This year we decided that we would not request raffles from raffle draw prizes from everybody, because last year we ended up with 60, and it took us weeks to get rid of them. So This year, we decided that we would ask for or try and acquire 12 or 10, really, really good door prizes that we can give, and then that's all. If some of the exhibitors would like to give us, loot bag stuff, that would be lovely. If they do that, and if they want to have their own little draw at the table, they can do that as well. I think that that'll work out much better. Another thing that we decided as a group is that we are not going to be having a free lunch. We obviously will be offering our volunteers a lunch, but we kind of thought about it. And if we are using the youth group, the youth grill team to do our barbecue, which we are doing, but we are not going to be involved in the paying of the grill team. We are going to let them run their own business. So anything they make at the expo will go into the youth group, which I think is wonderful. Everybody, including our guests, will pay for their $5, if that's what they want to charge, $5 lunch. So I have not heard back yet from Josh. I'm waiting. Maybe now that I'm chairperson, maybe now he'll get back to me. But anyway, I just want to know that they're on board with doing it this way, because otherwise then we need to fill that spot with either somebody else, or we have to start looking at us looking after the food again, if we're going to do food. I don't know if your laptop needs to be. What else? Those are the main things. I obviously, as of today, I feel like I'm legal now, so I will start doing special permits for the town. We have our lawn signs and things like that. I will get those things done within the next week and a half or so. I can't think of too much more at this time to tell you. I'm doing this all off the top of my head, by the way. I know it looks like I'm looking at notes, but I'm not. So is there anything that I've left out, ladies? No? Oh, yes. We're going to be looking at the budget. Now, do we do that now? Okay, we'll come back to it. We created a budget for this season. We did up it a bit because last year, I guess we kind of lost a little bit of money. Not a lot, but a little bit. $96, I think, something like that. Anyway, we will look at that later on. Tara, you had a question? Sorry? Oh, June 21st. June 21st from 10 o'clock until 2 o'clock. And we decided that because of the short time, there were things that we were going to kind of investigate, to do this year at the expo. But because we got a 3-month delay in starting, we're going to use that, what is that called now? Anyway, the KISS, keep it simple, silly. And we're just going to do what we know we can do, and we'll improve next year when we will have more time. So that is my report on behalf of the Expo Planning Committee.
Sorry, we're not supposed to jump sections here, but I just remembering, sorry, that I had bumped your update to the 7.4. So we do need to vote to receive your, so may as well just carry on into the budget discussion, I think, and
The budget's in here, isn't it?
7.4.
Just give me a second until I pull it up.
Sorry, Louise.
They kind of put us, do I have to repeat that? We bought bags last year. I'll get used to it, don't worry. For 1963, so it kind of put us in the hole by about $100. Thus the reason that we are asking for a little bit more this year to be able to leave some money in this year's budget to buy next year's bags. As you can see, I've put in $2,200. We don't have to do that, but it's been kind of customary the last couple of times to buy for the next season. We have to update the lawn signs. The $50 there is for the lawn signs because last year they said June 22nd, and we need them to say June 21st. So we have to get some little sticky things to stick on there. So I'm assuming it'll be that much. Last year we did have all of our advertising done for free through the town. It was a great benefit. This year we don't know anything yet, so we have to gear up for if we are going to need to advertise the expo. I think that the 350 covers maybe 2 quarter-page ads or something like that. So that should be okay. The printing costs, once again, UPS in Wasaga Beach has offered to do all of our printing for 50% off, which is a really, really good deal. Now this year we won't need our food tickets or anything like that, so it should be a little bit less. The Recplex price has gone up, and if you notice in 2019 and 2023, it was pretty much the exact same amount. This year it has gone up about $100. It's still a great deal, by the way. That's a fantastic deal from the Recplex. So this year, the lunch, we are not expecting any expenses for the lunch, other than I'm putting in, maybe for 20 people to buy a lunch for the volunteers that are working on behalf of the Age-Friendly Committee. So miscellaneous supplies, and if you notice, there's something that we've never had before, which is a bit of entertainment. We thought that maybe underneath the tent, this was a much better way of doing it, by the way, because I have somebody to talk to. We're hoping that we would be able to get some kind of an entertainer to be out back with the the food tables while people are eating from maybe 11 till 1 when the food is being served. I think this is a great idea, and I would rather have an entertainer there than supply burgers to people. So I think that it's a great idea that the group came up with. Actually, I think it was Angela that came up with it, but the group is going to take the credit for it. So that's it. As you can see, I've worked out a zero budget based on these amounts, and I am assuming that I have to make a motion to accept this. Pardon? No, okay. Now I need my glasses. Okay, I'd like somebody to make a motion that the Age-Friendly Community Advisory Committee receive the action plan review, verbal update. Sorry. That the Age-Friendly Community Advisory Committee receives the Age-Friendly Budget verbal discussion update for information. Can I have somebody make a motion?
No, it's not done yet.
Oh.
Next page.
Oh, I have to do the whole thing? They're not all separate. Okay. I'll learn. And further, that the Age-Friendly Community Advisory Committee receives a verbal update from the Expo Working Committee, and further, that the Age-Friendly Community Advisory Committee approve the proposed Expo 2023 budget of $3,500. Can I have somebody make a motion? Diana? Seconded. Tara? All in favor? Yay. It's carried. Okay. Where am I now? Where am I? So did we, we're done with that? Items for future meeting? Oh, we have to go back to that? Oh, okay. This part is the member roundtable and working group update. Are there any partners community partners that have any updates?
I guess I could update a little bit. So I'm Tara from the Red Cross, if anyone doesn't know that yet. So we do have our transportation program, so from what I understand, we only have our vans out at this point, but they are working on a plan to bring back the volunteers, which is super exciting, so that'll increase our numbers and help out in the community, so they're working on that plan. Meals on Wheels has stayed the same throughout the pandemic and is still the same. And then the other one is, we used to have friendly visiting, which was in-home visits to isolated seniors. Because of the pandemic, we've had to change that to telephone assurance only, so just phone calls instead of face-to-face. And again, they're working on a plan to bring that back as well. So, yeah, exciting times, because it's been a long 3 years of waiting for a few things. So hopefully maybe by the next, when's our next meeting, May, that I'll be able to say, okay, one of them is back. So we're hoping that that'll happen soon. So that's it for me.
Is there anybody else that has a partner report? Okay. Well, I'd like to make somebody to make a motion, please, that the Age-Friendly Community Advisory Committee receive the member roundtable verbal updates for information. Can I have a Gertrude? Seconder? Tara? All in favor? Oh, it's unanimous. Thank you. Okay. Now, we're on 8. Oh. Oh, right, the action plan. Yeah. The action plan, I don't know if everybody got a chance to look at the action plan. This was something that was created, I guess, years ago by a consultant, if I'm not mistaken, for the age-friendly committee to be working on to better Wasaga Beach. We did work on it last year. It is a very cumbersome document that I'm hoping that between Angela and myself we can make it look a little easier to look at. As well, we need to also look at the action plan and also compare the town and their priorities, and to see if there's anything that we need to kind of align with. I would like to make the suggestion that maybe what we could do is go through just a very high level of I think there's 5 sections in there, and just so you kind of get an idea of what the purpose of the document is, and we will revisit it maybe next meeting, or even in our June meeting. Okay. So, do you want to explain, please?
Thank you, Jeff. So I will clarify. No. Do we want it on the screen? Do you want your action plan? I'm not sure which document you want to start with. So there were 3 attachments, the term of council priorities, but also the Town of Wasaga Beach Age-Friendly Community Plan. This document, the community plan, is a living document. It is owned by the town, or the community. It's not attached to any one council. So this is the document that was passed by the consultant from the original Age-Friendly Committee back in 2016. This was a report that was presented to that group with, I should have brought my other, 52 recommendations in around 8 areas, something like that. Sorry, it's a long document. It wasn't. Anyway, so this document, several recommendations were made, and this came about as a result of great community consultation, interviews. The mayor was interviewed, different stakeholders, seniors themselves. So hundreds of seniors were included in the information gathering. The consultant looks for gaps in this community and looked at its strengths and areas for improvement. So several recommendations were made, and there are, and the areas that were looked at come from the domains of the World Health Organization, and there are 8 domains in the World Health Organization, but I believe that 5 of the domains in particular stood out for the consultant. The consultant did look at 3 types of seniors in evaluating our community: those who need supports to stay in their own home, those needing 24-hour care and in a facility, assisted, long-term care, I would assume, and then also active seniors. So several recommendations were made for all types of seniors, and then the first age-friendly committee put together an action plan. So they pulled out some of the items and recommendations that were made that they thought they'd like to make progress on, or had the expertise at the table to progress some of the action items. And this action plan has been passed from, I think we have 3 different terms now. It hasn't necessarily changed a whole lot, but it's quite an ambitious plan, and we spent a lot of time last term really paring things down to what was actually manageable by a group of volunteers and who we had at the table. So you have the opportunity now to create your own action plan, revise this one. You can look at the original recommendations in the community plan and pull out what you think might still remain as gaps, or with a different skill set at this table, there might be something that you feel you could maybe make some progress on, while potentially parking some of the things that are on the action plan that you have acquired, if you feel that they have been accomplished, or maybe areas that we feel we cannot proceed, or you cannot proceed. So this document is yours. The community plan is the community's. So as a group, you will need to review this action plan. And as Jeff mentioned, maybe reviewing the council priorities for the term to see where you align. You could even invite some folks from the town departments if you need a clarification on what's in the council priorities plan, if you had any questions about what might be expected of you, or how you might contribute as a committee. Perhaps they have some feedback for you that way. So we do have opportunity to invite guest speakers in. So please let Jeff know if there is a particular department or organization that you would like to come in to help you with your work going forward. So just to review quickly, I don't know if I can do it justice, but it's a long document. So we have town infrastructure, housing. So those are the categories in blue. Services and supports. Healthcare, leadership and engagement. And it looks like, yeah, so those are the 5 key areas. And so there are, within those, some certain items that have been pulled out. Typically, we invite Public Works Department to come usually once a year and update on their activities in progressing the infrastructure. The town has demonstrated quite a quick commitment to making improvements in the community, adding bus shelters. I'm trying to remember, it tells me here. Is it 2 bus shelters per year? They are expanding the ridership of the public transit, so there have been progress made there. There is a new door-to-door service that's been started last year or the end of last year. So that's, and then we have the county of Simcoe who has expanded their lines as well. So that seems to be an area where we're making progress regularly, and there's a final Parks and Trails master plan where they're considering the trail surfaces, and some of the other committees like the Healthy Community Networks also play a role in making sure that senior lens is applied in planning and development with the town of Wasaga Beach. So we typically, obviously, we can't go out there and build roads and that, but we ask for updates and progress, and just remind them to think of seniors in their planning. So that's why that's on there. Housing, the zoo park development through the county of Simcoe has been a fabulous addition to this community, although I think we do have a sense that there still is not enough affordable housing in Wasaga Beach. Along with that is the need for a long-term care home facility in this community. Presently, we have, our seniors have to leave our community and are not aging in place. It'd be nice to have a home within our territory. And I know that this council is on board with that as well, and having discussions as much as they can, and trying to attract the private organizations to build their facilities here. We came close in the past, but part of it is the bed funding does have to be awarded to these organizations. So hopefully we can continue to advocate for that and bring that to this community. We'd like to see it in this community. I think that's something, if we can play a role in that. There is a special housing task force, I believe, that this new committee, new council term is organizing, so perhaps keeping up to date through them, asking them to keep seniors in mind as they're reviewing the housing needs in the community, and remembering to keep seniors in mind as well, and having some options for them. In the past, this committee has made suggestions for creative housing options available for seniors that might not necessarily be in place now, from co-housing, co-op housing, life lease, supportive housing options. Potentially this committee could research what other communities are doing and put a report together and take that to council for them to consider. Some bylaw changes have happened in the Westbury housing development to incorporate granny suites or garden homes. So there is some progress there already in the planning department. And I know recently I saw that they're reviewing bylaws with the recent legislative changes, so the zoning is being changed, and I did see some conversations about tiny homes, which I know has come up at this table in the past, so perhaps that's another potential where you can maybe ask for more information about what's being considered now with the changes that they're discussing. There might be more on that coming, which will benefit seniors, which would be great. So this committee has always been an advocate for 211. 211 is a fabulous community resource, a 24-hour service that's accessible online, by phone, and you can live chat through the website. It's really a first stop place to go to connect seniors with resources that are available, and not just seniors, for anybody really. So this community has a goal to increase the knowledge and use of 211, so promote and tell as many people as we can. So I think that that's probably something you want to keep on your action plan.
Do you know what 811 is? Is that something that is new, or?
Yep, 811 is fairly new. It is, and I think kind of is a great fit as well. It's a medical referral. Do you know more about that, Tara? No. I don't have the paperwork on it with me, but I had a little blurb, but I just
Hi,
noted
it's
that.
it's
yeah.
Penny.
Yes,
Sorry.
Penny, you would know. Tell us,
I
Penny.
believe 811 is basically has replaced it is telehealth, the provincial line
That's
for
right.
health care. So it's now accessible via, instead of like a 1-800 line, it's now accessible via the 811.
Correct, yes, I did hear that as well. Thank you, Penny. Yeah, so it's a great service, so that's something that we can promote as well. It'd be something to promote. I think we've already promoted it on our Age Friendly Facebook page before you came to this table, so something else that we can add. We do have a seniors page on the town website. And so we continue to maintain that. We have a Facebook page as well. So part of our promoting what's in the community, we can play a important critical role in promoting what's out there for seniors as far as services, programming, supports. We get asked to do presentations from time to time, so that's part of increasing collaboration and information sharing. Let's see. So the senior center, there's different goals here, but you can go through in detail next meeting, but the Seniors Active Living Center is at the other end of town, so they have a lot of great programming going on there for seniors as well. So we promote their work as much as possible and the great programming. And they do look to this committee for suggestions for program suggestions and what the needs are in the community. Great to and they have a great super luncheon. If anyone's attended that, I believe it's once a month at the Recplex. So I've been seeing some promotions, so they're getting that going again and having a great response to it once again. So again, something that we've been promoting on the Age Friendly Facebook page. So if you see that come up, you can feel free to share and get the word out that fabulous program is back up and running. Healthcare, it's great to have Penny with us because we haven't always had everybody, folks at the table in some of the areas around home care, particular home care was picked out. There may be some areas of the action plan, as I say, based on the expertise at the table. If we go back to the community plan, to check the healthcare section to see if there's something there that's lingering that hasn't been taken on, but I can't remember at the moment. But as I say, as you go through, there may be things to stick out. I know that one of the council priorities is to bring back the walk-in clinics. So I know that has come up at this table in the past. So I'm not sure what we can do to support that, but just to be aware that there are seniors out there that would be happy to have that in place. Of course, doctor recruitment is all a piece of that, and encouraging doctors to come here. So come here because it's a great age-friendly community. Leadership and engagement, there's a technology piece in there, just based on some education that's being provided at the library and the senior center. by those library and Seniors Active Living Center partners, providing assistance for seniors with their technology. The age-friendly business project would fall under the goal of 5.4.1. Up until now, really, there hasn't been a lot of talk about age-friendly business in this community, so it's kind of nice to be able to say in a few months that a big check mark for having that in place. So I think that will bring a lot of great conversation to this community about age-friendly business, and so we can certainly play a role in educating our community on that. So you'll be able to have a progress check on that one for sure. So we're always looking to establish new partnerships, and from time to time, this committee may be asked to represent the senior voice at other advisory groups or public forums. So those opportunities will come up, I'm sure. I'm not sure I've done justice to that, but yeah, I got through it. I muddled through. But again, I think the important piece is not to forget the age-friendly community plan, because I think sometimes that happens. To go back to remembering what it is to be an age-friendly community, and we did have this fabulous consultant that really put a lot of great recommendations, so don't forget that it's here, and then look at that together with the action plan, and maybe you have the opportunity, as I say, to create your own action plan. I would hate to see it get bigger because it's certainly big now, but you may wish to evaluate as a team if there are items that you feel you can't progress, or you'd like to park something for now and tackle something different. You have the ability to do that. And I must say, I do admire the formatting of the term of council priorities. I think when you get to the chart formats, it's quite a nice looking document. It's quite simple, easy to read. It breaks down in target years, 0 to 4. Well, ours would look a little bit different, year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4. And then I think it might be nice to even revamp the look of this document. Aesthetically, it's not the nicest document to look at, so that may be something that you may wish to work on as well, make it look a little bit prettier. Yeah, but if as I say, if you have any suggestions for anybody that you would like to come to the table to talk more about age-friendly, whether it be the age-friendly broker, knowledge broker, any of the town departments, then feel free to let Jeff or I know, and we'll have those folks join us.
Thank you, Angela. Does anybody have any questions on the action plan, whatever? I think if we just go back, you know, and take a closer look at it, I have to admit I did not, although I'm more familiar with it than Gertrude and Diana. But yeah, it is quite cumbersome, and we really should try and focus our priorities of what this committee would like to do. And the reason I'm saying that is because we have 4 years ahead of us. We're just at the beginning. It's a perfect time to make some, you know, plans for the future and what we really want. And like Angela said, we can put some things to the side, I guess. Angela?
Yes, and I forgot to mention as well, just to remind, not that we need reminding, but this committee is quite active as it is. The expo is quite a big project, so it does take a lot of time. So keep that in mind, because it keeps us occupied from December to June. So it can eat up a lot of time, so we need to kind of not take on too much. keep it doable, I guess, over your 4 years. But the nice thing about the expo is it's kind of becoming easier every year because things get perfected and we can repeat processes. So yes, keep that in mind. Keep it doable.
Yeah, I figure after the expo, we'll have lots of time to be able to, kind of work on some of these other initiatives. But we can start looking at it now just for education purposes because obviously there are some new people. And I have to admit, I don't fully understand it all to this day. So, by the way, just so you know, Diana and Gertrude, I've only been on the committee for about a year and a little, maybe a year and a half. So, we're all relatively new in this. So, anyway, if there's no other questions or anything, I'd like somebody to make a motion that the Age-Friendly Community Advisory Committee receive the action plan review verbal update for information. If I can have somebody, Tara, and seconder, Gertrude. Oh, sorry, I'm good. Penny. Sorry, I'm going to put Penny in there. Sorry, Penny. All in favor? I carried. Okay, and now we're going to skip down to 8. Yes? Okay. So items for future meetings, the age-friendly logo. I'm not sure why we're discussing it. I mean, I really like our logo. The only thing I would ever want to change on this, believe it or not, is just the word for seniors. But that's me. But, obviously it is up, to council, I guess, and the communications department on how we can use these logos. So last year we were advised that we had to change the logo for the Age-Friendly Committee and use the W3 one. I don't know how else to say it, so. So we did all the changes, not on the bags, of course, but like on our PowerPoint presentation, we changed it. We didn't get a chance to change it on the brochure as of yet. But anyway, so these things are still needing to be dealt with. And as Angela had mentioned, the Age-Friendly Business Project, we should look at that a little bit closer as well. But it's good to know that we are moving ahead on that. Diana?
Just a question on the logo. Is it the logo itself that needs to be reviewed and approved by the current council? Is that what we're looking at?
No. We at one time, do you have your report there with the old logo? The old town logo? The round one. I don't know if you've ever seen it.
Okay, so it's more the town
Yeah.
logo than the,
So that.
yeah, one, yeah.
So this was an old one.
Yes.
And that's what was used last year. And sometime after the expo, the council came up with the new, a new
Right.
logo, which they implemented and put, and there were rules of which ones you could use and the colors and so on and so forth with it, and we adapted to that. This council, they decided that they would, they wanted to change it and made a change to it. So now it's, I don't know if you've seen the new one, the oval. It's on all of our letters and everything that I've been sending. The new logo is on there, the oval one.
So is it how the age-friendly logo?
This is
So
a
that one's fine, so it's.
this is
with-
a- yeah.
When we talk about, we're just talking about the town logo, because it says the age-friendly logo, so I was just,
Right, they're two separate things, but,
Right.
but
So,
last
but-
year,
yeah.
we were told not to use that logo
I
anymore.
see.
We were told to use that, and I'm referring to it as a W3
Right.
logo, and like I say, we changed it all. And then with the new council, we were able to, I think, change this back, because we're using it again, along with the Wasaga Beach
right,
new
okay.
logo.
Okay, I was just unclear if it was that logo that's
Yeah.
on the bag that was under review as well, or not, so thank you.
Okay, Angela?
I can answer that through you, Chair. The age-friendly logo, has been considered, depending on who you're talking to, a branch of variety of logos that they don't necessarily want they don't want every committee, a committee logo likely is not to be accepted for use. This logo isn't necessarily just for the committee, it's the town, it's hard to explain, but the town being recognized worldwide as an age-friendly community, so it takes us up a notch. It's a world identifier, so we just have to make sure that we have approval to use it as we had hoped.
Okay, so perhaps they were just looking, so if you look at the age-friendly logo, you could see Wasaga Beach tied to it?
It's very similar. This one is for Ireland, the age-friendly Ireland. This one is Fingal. Oh, this one is for Ireland, and this one is for Fingal, whatever that is. But as you can see, not all of the friendly use the same one, but, you know, it's those 8 petals of what the age-friendly community does. There are, if you, maybe one day, oh no, we've done that. We've done the presentation. So I don't know if you remember, it showed the 8 petals of what the age-friendly does. So that's why you see a lot of that. So it's a recognized logo for age-friendly communities, okay? It was the town that decided that they didn't want to use that. They wanted everybody to use the same logo for the various committees. So that's why. And then once again, we were told that we could use it again. Verbally. Okay. Well, I think that's all of our business today. Penny, do you have any last comments?
No, I'm still a little bit confused with the logo conversation, but we can sort. I'm sure that will come.
What are you confused about?
Well, my understanding. So what I'm hearing you say is that the town of Wasaga Beach has a new logo, and I think what I'm hearing is that they really want that logo used. They don't want each committee of council to have their own logo. So to try to identify everything. So
Yeah,
yeah, so there has been some debate as to whether that age-friendly logo that was developed in 2016 is whether we can use that or not, or whether we just have to use the town
Yeah.
logo. Is that
Last
a fairly
year's-
good summation?
Yeah. Last year's council were the ones that said that we had to change the logo from the age-friendly to the town logo. This
Okay.
year's council has not requested that as of yet.
Okay. So there's still some debate as to what our logo is, or if we have a logo.
Maybe. Yeah, we just need direction from them, and then we'll abide. But in the meantime, we have our age-friendly logo. So
Okay.
for all of our advertising for now, anyway.
We're going to go ahead and use the logo that we've been using. Okay.
Okay.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Not a problem at all. And
I don't
just-
have a lot. I have a little bit of the history, but not all of it too. So that helps. Thank you.
Okay, not a problem at all. Tara, any last words, or Diana, Gertrude? Everybody good? I'd like to make a motion, please. Oh, our next meeting is Tuesday, May the 9th, my daughter's birthday. It's from 1:30 until 3:30. And we make a motion?
I just want to, I have to
sorry.
give regrets for the next meeting. So I will be out of country.
Okay. Where are you off to? Oh,
I'm going to Costa Rica.
okay. Sorry. We'll talk later. Okay. So
On a
I'd
much
like-
needed holiday.
Yeah. Well, you have a great time.
Thank you.
I'd like to make a motion, please, that we conclude the meeting for today. If I can, do we, yeah? Okay. Oh, okay. So then I will just make that motion that the meeting is ended, and I thank you all for attending. And we still have 45 minutes that we could have used. Okay, well, thank you very
Well
much.
done.
Okay.
Thank you,
Bye
everyone.
now.
We'll see you in 2 meetings, I guess.
Thank you.
Thank you, Penny.